I'm Robin, and my husband and I own the farm, Meridian Jacobs. We have raised Jacob sheep on Meridian Road and have a fiber shop out here. And one of the smartest things I ever did was develop the farm club. It's been going strong for 10 or 12 years. And I asked some of my farm club members if they wanted to compete in this competition, and yes, they did. They've competed before in West Coast Fleece-to-Shawl contests, and so we were ready for this one. And this is what's left of the fleeces from our January 29th shearing. Some of them have been sent for processing, some have been sold, and this is what I haven't worked through yet. But this was what we went through to find some fleece for our weft for this project. And the warp is some yarn that I had spun from my wool from last year's shearing. So I'm real excited about the project. I really wanted to do something that would spotlight the black and the white of the Jacob sheep, and I think we've nailed it. I've been spinning and weaving for over 40 years, raising Jacob sheep for 21 years. I love the spotted fleeces. I like having both the black and the white and some grays in the wool that I can use. And I love the fact that it's an easy to wash wool, it's easy to spin, and it's a medium grade. It's great for blankets, hats, sweaters, scarves, shawls, lots of different products. With irrigated pasture, we're able to graze 3 seasons out of the year, and I move the sheep from strip to strip using the portable electric fencing. We started lambing in late February, just as we were planning this project, and we finished in mid-March with 89 lambs. Allison, Carol, and Terry are 3 farm club members, and the 4 of us met in February to plan a design, choose fiber, and discuss strategy. We spread fleeces out on 2 skirting tables in the barn, but that wasn't enough. We wanted to look at more. We needed to spread out on the floor also.
My name is Carol Jorge Lewis, and this is my 18th year of participating in a sheep-to-shawl in the various places where I have lived. And to be able to participate at Maryland this year, although remotely, it's like going to nationals for sheep-to-shawl. I have been a yarn person all my life. I learned to knit and crochet at the age of 7, taught by my very talented and patient mother. I learned to spin and weave in a studio art class I found my freshman year at Montclair State College in northern New Jersey, where I grew up. And Professor Carol Westfall was my teacher for 5 semesters, and she changed my life. I joined Farm Club in 2013. I was inspired by an article I had read in a knitter's magazine about a farm back east that sold community ag shares, yarn shares, to knitters all over the country. Did an internet search, and the closest farm that I could find to my home here in Santa Clara was Meridian Jacobs farm in Vacaville, California. It's almost a 2-hour drive each way for me with traffic. Farm club members can participate in a yarn club share, a fleece or roving share, freezer lamb if you choose, and we go up for shearing day, other public days, work days. We've even taken field trips together, and I have met some of the most wonderful people through Farm Club. Hardworking, energetic, creative, talented, funny, delightful people to have in my life. And this past year of the pandemic, we started a weekly Zoom call on Sunday afternoons just to check in with each other. There's a core group that joins, everyone is welcome, and it's been really, really wonderful to stay in touch that way. The last few weeks have been extremely interesting and busy, watching the cameras in the barn during lambing season, getting to know the sheep by name and how many lambs they birthed and what they look like. And it's been really lovely to have that remote connection, since we can't get together as we could before.
Hi, I'm Terry Berry from Dixon, California. I graduated from UC Davis and live in Dixon, 10 miles west of Davis, and I've lived there since 1979. I have been a Meridian Jacobs Farm Club member since 2019. I have an agriculturally oriented education, and I love to help out on Robin's farm. I started out as a knitter in the 1970s and learned to spin in the early 1990s. I met Robin at a 4-H rabbit project meeting in 1990. Her oldest son and my oldest daughter were in the project together. I eventually joined a group of spinners that Robin was in around that time, and our daughters learned to spin and knit and weave in that group also. When Robin began organizing the Sheer Delight exhibit and the Sheep-to-Shawl competition at the Dixon Mayfair, one of our county fairs, in the 1990s, we included our daughters in the Sheep-to-Shawl competitions on the teams. It was a lot of fun and very satisfying to have the kids on our teams over the years. The weaver in the flyer photo there in the bottom is Robin's daughter Katie, and the spinner in the middle there is my daughter Ashley. I haven't been on the Sheep-to-Shawl team since the 1990s. These photos are probably the last time I did a sheep-to-shawl. It's my daughter Emily and Robin's daughter Katie in the top photo, and I'm in the middle with the short dark hair in the bottom photo. For this Maryland Fleece-to-Shawl competition, I'm spinning the black singles for plied yarn. Here's a skein of the plied black yarn. It's been really satisfying to be on this project, and I'm glad I've had the opportunity to be on this team.
Hi everyone, I'm Alison Kent. I've been a member of Farm Club for about 9 years now, and I learned about Farm Club from Robin, who was my spinning teacher. I wanted to learn to spin originally because I wanted to learn how to make Z-plied yarn, which is used in the Swedish twined knitting technique. Twined knitting is a form of knitting that crosses every single stitch over the previous one, and it has a kind of a very different elasticity from our normal knitting, either stranded or straight. And in particular, I wanted to make myself a vest, this vest actually, that wasn't plastic, that was not a fleece vest, a Polartec vest. So I learned to spin Jacob, and I learned how to separate all the different colors that you can get out of a spotted sheep, from black to white. And in this particular jacket, I got 6 intermediate grays as well by blending. And yeah, no, it's a great fiber. It's a great wool, and Farm Club is great fun, and I just cannot wait until we're able to get back after the pandemic is over. My role in the Meridian Jacobs team for 2021 for Maryland Sheep and Wool has been to prepare and spin the white Jacob. And one challenge that we found is that my default spinning is much finer than Terry's, and what we need for this shawl is something in between the two. So we've all had to do a little bit of adjustment to make sure that we can match our grist.
That's great.
Okay, so that's 1.4.
Yeah, I'll do
And, so you can put it in here now.
Okay.
I guess I can't do it.
And just flick in the tips and turn around and flick the cut edge. Put the
We had decided on a challenging project that would require 2 colors of yarn, and the yarn needed to match the color and grist of the warp yarn. The spinners weighed out the amount of clean fiber needed, and then they prepared the fiber by opening the ends of each lock before hand carding rowlegs. Terry and Allison did most of the spinning of the two colors, and Carol plied.
Simon? No, he.
I thought I had a video of the beginning of the weaving, but it disappeared. I warped 24 inches wide, but on a spinning day at the farm, when the spinners had used up their 3 hours, we thought that we'd be cutting a little too close on the amount of weft yarn. So I decided to go back to the 22-inch width required by the rules and took off an inch on each side. I had my heart set on this pinwheel design after weaving some scarves this winter when I got my Jacob yarn back from our local mill. The pinwheel design is what is known as a color and weave effect, and the key is 8 light and 8 dark in warp and weft, and then weaving with an even beat while you follow the treadling pattern. I figured out how to run the alternate wefts up the sides so there wouldn't be a lot of joins as the colors changed. I made sure that I kept track of my weaving time by running the stopwatch on my iPad. All right, I'm going to finish this inch. Wait a minute. And then I'm going to go in and find out if I have to show up for jury duty tomorrow. I have a jury duty notice, and at 5:30 I can go and find out if I really have to go. Not that I mind, not that I mind doing my civic duty, but with what's going on in the world right now, do I really want to go to a jury duty thing? No. Okay, and I need to wind a new bobbin. So that's that. Okay, I just set this up again with yet another view so you can see that yes, it is really me still doing the weaving. Now you're just not going to see the weaving quite as well. But we'll try this for a little while. Let's see, are we measuring? There's a measurement. That's 40 down there. There's 60. Okay, well, that's it. So I think we will unweave this part because that's not a full stripe. And that's where we'll stop it. So we will see how long that is. The 78 inches. So we're stopping at 78 inches.